College football fans, the championship is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook is making sure you can throw down on the epic showdown for a shot at big bucks. New customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting $5 on the championship game. Download the app now and use code Shannon. New customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on college football. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code Shannon. The crown is yours. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Nightcap Basketball Edition. I'm your favorite Unc, sports Unc, that is, Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite number 0, Mr. Hibachi, Arizona Wildcat legend, best player, hoop player in their history. That's Gilbert Arenas. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Nightcap is now officially over 600,000 subscribers, 609,000 subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to the Nightcap podcast feed and the Club Shay Shay podcast feed. I know a lot of you guys in the chat talking about the Katt Williams interview. We will touch on that a little later in the show. I want to thank Gilbert for joining us. You can also get Nightcap through the Club Shay Shay feed, and you guys have done a great job of getting both feeds. You can also catch Gil's Arena channel on YouTube. His show airs Monday through Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. That again, Gil's Arena airs Monday through Thursday, live 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So that's Gil. We've also go subscribe. Make sure you support Gil. He's doing a great job coming in on Wednesdays. We're looking to add another day somewhere down the line, but we haven't decided what. And Gil has done a great job. So Gil, we want to thank you. I want all the Nightcap loyalists to thank Gil. We've also pinned Shea by Laportier at the top of the chat. The holidays, you missed New Year's, but guess what? We got Valentine's Day, President's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and that big Super Bowl party that's going to be right around the corner. So go buy yourself a bottle or someone that you love and help support your favorite Unc. Let's jump right into it, Gil. The Heat beat the Lakers 110-96. And I think this is unforgivable because they're playing without their best player or second best player in Jimmy Butler, whether it's Bam or Jimmy, but they're right there, 1A, 1B. You can't lose by 14 to a team that doesn't have their best, one of their two best players.
No, that's facts. I mean, it's embarrassing at this point. I mean, you know, how many games you're going to go when the same two people are not giving you any offensive production, right? It's, you know, both the same two people we're talking about, you know,
Vando and Cam
and Prince, they 0-0.
Yeah. Yes.
So unless the guy you were guarding scored 0-0, someone has to make up that point differential. And
then I do. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, you know, you guys combined for 0. The guys you're guarding combined for 37. So that means someone has to take on that responsibility. And that's what ends up happening with team when you have lineups like this.
Yeah, I'm looking. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They had 8 guys in double figures. The Heat did. And the Lakers, Anthony Davis has been great. I saw him at an event the other night. Over the last 5 games, he's averaging 30, 13, 5 assists, 3.5 blocks, almost 2 steals, shooting 58% from the floor. And the Lakers are 1-5 in those ball games. LeBron did not have it tonight, played 38 minutes. He was 6 of 18, or 6 from the three-point line, and he didn't attempt a free throw. He didn't. That tells me he wasn't as aggressive as he needed to be. He did have 6 rebounds, 6 assists, but he was minus 20 tonight. And that's very unlike him, for him to play that many minutes and shoot that poorly from the field. But that's just go ahead.
What ends up happening, Unc, is the whole thing of what I've always been saying. If you have 2 guys on there that's not meant for offense, meant for defense, that means we're gonna sit and net LeBron. So we're not going to allow him to come. So you're guarding LeBron. I'm right behind you. My other guy's right behind you. So he's seeing 3 people all the time. And we're like, pass it to the guys. Now this guy takes 1 shot. Why am I ever going to guard? Why am I going to stop guarding LeBron with you? He takes 1 shot. Like, he's not a threat. You're playing 3-on-5. So it's easy to keep LeBron James out of the lane if he has to run through 3 people. So he's forced to shoot jumpers. It's like playing his own.
Right. You can't play that many minutes. Taurean Prince played 29 minutes. He gave you 0 points. Cam Reddish played 19 minutes. He gave you 0 points. Jerry Vanderbilt played 16 minutes. He gave you 4 points. So those are guys that you were counting on, and between the 3 of them, they gave you 4 points. And that's what happens, Gil. Let's just say in this. When you look at a team, if one of my superstars isn't having a good day, where else can I get offense from? Can I get some of my role players to go give me 20? Can I get 2 of my role players? One give me 20, and the other give me 15. Because AD, both of those, the likelihood of both of those guys being off isn't very likely. One of those guys is going to have it going. And so I know I'm going to get somewhere between 20 and 32 from one of those guys. Now, both of those guys, they normally give me around 50 and 20 rebounds a night. LeBron didn't have it tonight. Austin Reeves played great. 7 of 12, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. He was sensational. But I'm counting on Jerry Vanderbilt. I'm counting on Taurean Prince. I'm counting on Cam Reddish. I'm counting on them to do what? What exactly am I counting on them for, and what am I counting on them to do?
You're counting on them to have a nice cardio day is what you're counting on. Like, there's a problem when Kevin Love plays 28 minutes. You know there's a problem. Kevin Love, 28 from Love, 35. Who can? Oh my God! Like, when I seen he was playing, I'm like, yo, at least go at him. He had 10 points
and 14 rebounds.
He couldn't even play in the Denver series.
Nope. Nope. And the thing is, the Lakers out-rebounded them by 11. The Lakers out-rebounded them by 11. And you lose. The Lakers, they got to get better three-point shooting. I mean, they got outshot from the three-point line, 16 made to only the Lakers were 4 of 30 from the three-point line. You're not going to win very many games. Even if your 2 superstars go off, you shoot that poorly from the three-point line, and you allow the other team to plus 13 you from the three-point. So they got 39 more points from that line than what you got. The likelihood of you winning, and the Lakers was 22. They were 22 or 24 from the free throw line. So they were aggressive, but you getting 1s and 2s, they're getting 3s.
It's like, okay, if we translated to football, it's like having Lamar Jackson, but he has no receivers at all, right? There's no receiver. So it's easy to set the defense knowing that you can only run. You cannot pass the ball because there's nobody here to catch it. It makes it harder. And that becomes the problem with LeBron and AD. It makes it harder when you have nobody who can shoot the long ball. Right? We're just going to sit in here and wait for you guys to come to us.
Where do the Lakers go from here? Now they're under 500. At one point in time, they were great. I mean, we saw them in the in-season tournament. They go 7-0 in the in-season tournament game. They win that last game against Indiana by double digits. I think 15, 20 points. And we're like, okay, they're on to something. Guys are playing really, really well. It hadn't correlated coming out of the in-season tournament as well as many thought it would, especially myself. I think you thought that same way also. Where do the Lakers go from here? What do they need to do?
It kind of looks like they're doing it in real time. We're still judging them, right? I think they're getting ready to trade because the fact that you didn't play Rui tonight or D'Lo lets us know you're shelving them to probably make a move, right? And I think they're trying to make some type of trade to get some shooters here because they are benching players that should be playing. So, that's what that's what it really looks like now. This is that move when you're like, I ain't playing today. All right, cool, coach. All right.
But Gil, I thought if you get ready to trade, be like, if I'm getting ready to trade my car, sell my car, I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna put a new set of wax on that thing. I'm gonna get it detailed inside and out. I'm gonna make sure the tires nice and neat. I'm gonna do everything. I thought to add value or maybe increase the value of Rui or increase the value of D'Lo. Wouldn't you like get these guys and say, come on, guys, y'all gonna give us something?
No, I think the value of Rui and D'Lo has already been set. I think that's where Van came in, right? Like where the hell he comes from? Because I think they're trying to show that he's healthy, his foot is healthy, and we can probably move him and try to see if we can, get some type of blockbuster trade.
Yeah, the thing about the Lakers, they have very tradable contracts. Vanderbilt contracts, very friendly. D'Lo contracts friendly. Rui is friendly. I think Taurean Prince is on a 1-year deal if you want to decide to move him. Yeah, it's just for whatever reason. And I remember when they made the move last year, and the guys like, okay, you got a year under your system. You played with AD, you played with LeBron, you played with Austin Reeves. I really thought it was going to be a lot better, and it started off better considering where they started off last year. But you were saying that because they didn't have what they ended up getting. Now they start the season with that, and for whatever reason, it just has not materialized like many thought it would.
I mean, the summer looked good. It was decent. You just signed your players back. You didn't upgrade really in any position while everyone else was making moves. So, signing your players back sounds great if you had a great team. But, with the Lakers, you really needed a third star. Landing Kyrie would have been amazing, especially if you didn't have to lose AD or LeBron. So that would have been a great pick for free agency.
Absolutely.
And the fact that he was a free agent, you telling me you couldn't write no checks under the table? What's the point of being a billionaire if you can't write no checks under the table? Come on.
Yeah. Nah, the last team that wrote a check up under the table, it almost ruined their franchise. That was Minnesota with the Joe Smith situation. You remember what it did to the Minnesota Timberwolves when David Stern found out? They had a under the table agreement. It was almost the equivalent of the death penalty that SMU got placed on them when they were paying players in the 80s.
No, fact, it did take that. I mean, listen, that shit's still hunting them now. It's still hunting them now. I mean, sometimes you just got to make a move, right? When this is about sacrificing the chances, right?
Gil, you know what happened? Let's make a long story short. The long story short, the Lakers advanced to the Western Conference Finals last year, and they lost to the eventual champs in the Denver Nuggets. And they thought if they had been healthier, or with another year of these guys playing together, they would be better served. They thought they had a team. It was fool's gold because you got LeBron, and you got LeBron playing out of his mind for someone that age with those many minutes. AD gave you tremendous. Austin Reeves played his way into the contract that he rightfully earned. But no one else. Now they didn't think. But what happens? See, you only think forward thinking. Man, we're gonna get better. What happens if those guys don't? What happens if those guys regress? Which is just as good a chance or possibility or likelihood as them getting better, based on their history and what we've seen from each individual guy in their tenure in the NBA. You look at D'Lo, you look at Rui, you look at Vando, you look at Taurean Prince. What has their history shown you? So if you look at it like that, we probably, because you were hoping, I'm not worried about LeBron. I wasn't worried about AD. The only thing you're worried about, can AD stay healthy? And he's played all the games with the exception of 2. Austin Reeves, you could see from the first year to the second year, you could see leaps and bounds that he had gotten better. The other guys in their career, in their history, what have they shown you?
Nothing. Slow movement. But that's the thing with franchises themselves, right? You're happy with success. You're not building to think this is chess, right? What if Denver made a move? Where would that put us? What if Clippers made a move, which they did? What if Suns made a move, which they did, right? You got to go on it. What if Boston made a move? They did. What if Bucks made a move? And they did. Right.
They did.
All the competitors that you would be fighting for a championship with actually upgraded, but you didn't. Right.
They got exponentially
You have to be thinking that, hey, when we go into the summer, these guys are going to be looking to make moves to jump in front of Denver, right? Because as of now, we're not as good, or we would have won. So we have to get a piece to get in front of them. So if you know everyone has to at least get a piece, you should have been going after that too.
I agree. Let's move on. The Clippers beat the Suns 131-122. Paul George, 33 points on 57% field goal shooting, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Kawhi chipped in with 30 points on 56% field goal shooting, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And James Harden, 22 points on over 50%, 5 rebounds, 11 assists. Clippers look good. Ty Lue got them playing. And it's not, and plus when you bring Russ, who's high energy off the bench, you bring Norman Powell off the bench, you got a nice backup to Zubac with Daniel Tice. They got a nice unit.
No, I mean, when it first happened, you're thinking in hindsight, how can they all mesh? And the game itself will play itself out. These guys are friends, these guys are home, right? So, the ego is not as high as you would think because they're all actually grown up around each other. So sacrificing for each other here, no one expected. But as on paper, you're saying if this team gets hot, they're going to be dangerous. And that's what we're seeing now.
It is. And I think the biggest thing was that Russ, being the unselfish player that he was, said, you know what, I head to the bench. Because I don't know if they could have had this kind of success if Russ stays in the starting lineup. So now Russ goes to the bench. He says, I'll be the leader of the shock troops. And hey, whatever you guys need, if you need me in there in the closing lineup in the fourth quarter, I'm there. But let me run the shock troops. Harden, PG, Kawhi, y'all handle that. And if y'all need Norman Powell and myself late down the stretch, we're there. Terrence Mann, Terrence Mann's going to give you every guy. He's streaky. He can get hot. He's going to play outstanding defense. He's going to get you a lot of loose balls. And Ty Lue has them playing very, very well. They're going to be, if the only thing that concerns you is how healthy will Kawhi be down the stretch into the playoffs. Same thing with Paul George.
And that's the funny thing. They have so many superstars on one team. If one is not healthy, they still have 3 mega guys, right? This lets you know the difference between coaches, right? And no knock against Ham. We've seen how Ham dealt with Russell, right? Yes. We see how Ham's dealing with D'Lo and Reeves, right?
Yes.
Right. And now we see how Ty Lue, he let the player himself look at the situation and say, hey, I'll come off the bench, which means because he is choosing to do it, he's accepted that role, which makes it funner. If you put him on the bench and he wasn't ready to accept it, now you have a bitter guy on the bench. Right. Which means your second unit is horrible, like the Lakers, right? These guys are being benched, and you're not giving them no chance. Let smart players who really want to win, they can look and see the writing on the wall. But for there to be a smooth sailing, you have to let them put themselves on the bench. They have to do that. You can't do it. So that's why the Clippers is successful right now, because the guy looked around and said, You know what? Hey, I'll come off the bench.
Right.
I'll run the second unit, and we're gonna be good. Do y'all thing.
It doesn't hurt that Ty Lue is a damn good coach. He was a player. He was on championship winning teams. He can flat out coach. And the mistake that they made, even though they won a championship with Frank Vogel, is that the Lakers didn't sign T. Lue.
Yeah. I mean, even when Frank was here, it's like, I mean,
he ain't better than T. Lue.
Yeah, you played Miami in a championship. I mean, come on. They should have been questioning, why'd you lose 2 games, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, you should have lost 2 games to that team.
We're going to talk about the Devin Booker, Paul George, but KD missed tonight's game with a hamstring injury. And, last season he missed 35 games. Let's go back. Over the last 5 seasons, KD has missed an average of 29 games a season. In 2021-22, he missed 27. In 2021, he missed 37 out of 72. 19-20, he missed the entire season, 72 games. At some point in time, we give Paul George a hard time about missing games. We give Kawhi a hard time about missing games. We give Anthony Davis a hard time about missing games. It is what it's right there. It's right there. And now you traded for KD knowing his history. You traded for Bradley Beal knowing his history. So should anybody be surprised that these guys have missed? And I know this is only KD's, I think, second or third game that he's missed. But you look at the minutes. Because they're so challenged, he's having to play 43 minutes. He's having to play 41 minutes. He's playing 39 minutes. He's playing 40 minutes. We're 30 games into the regular season. He's playing those kind of minutes. Those are playoff minutes that you play.
No, facts.
Okay. This is excuse me, Gil. This is the 6th game that he's missed.
This is the game. Even with that, I mean, you're still in the beginning of the season where you're trying to get a certain type of rhythm. Bill's been out, so he's been doing all the heavy lifting. That's a toll on him.
Yeah,
just like LeBron, it's a toll on these older guys for doing all the heavy lifting. We can say it's hamstring, but this might be one of those. We could take a day off, let Bill get some run, get some of the touches. What is it? Load management. This might be a load management time. So you never know really what's behind the curtain. I think we're just all waiting to see when all 3 of them are playing together and they have 10, 15 games into their system together, what do they look like? And I think our frustration is we can't judge them yet.
Right.
And we don't have a grade for them because as a whole, we don't know what they all look like.
Are we sure they're going to be able to get a 15-game stretch together based on their history? I mean, let's just be honest, Gil. Look at Bill's history. Look at KD's history. Book's been pretty healthy. Now his hamstring, he kind of got a bulky wheel also. But what's the likelihood that we're going to see a stretch where these guys play somewhere 15, 20 games together?
After All-Star break, right? The way it's looking now, I'm assuming after All-Star break, because when KD comes back, I'm pretty sure Booker's gonna probably take a little break. Right? You know what I mean? Like this is chess, huh? Like Booker take a couple break, and then after All-Star break, there's 32 games left, 30 round of 32, 33. Let's move.
Well, it's gonna be very interesting because that All-Star game ain't no guarantee Book's gonna get selected. With the way Shay's playing, you still got Steph Curry, who's a fan favorite, and you got Luka.
Man, we're not doing that to Book every year. We're not doing that to Book every year.
Gil, all honesty, who you putting him in over Shay? You putting him in over Steph, or you putting him in over Luka? I ain't mentioned De'Aaron Fox, who's giving you 30 a night.
Hey, listen. But no, because there's going to be a power forward. There's going to be a power forward in there that don't belong. There's going to be a power forward that don't belong in there, and they do that every year. They do that every year. You got because it
ain't a whole lot because you think about it. You got LeBron, KD, AD. You got Sabonis. Those are really that's really only bigs.
But him, right? Come on, like he's not. He's
really a 5. Let's just say he's a 5 because they don't really have. I mean, come on now. I understand Gobert, but come on now. What we gonna do with Gobert?
But that's the point. That's the whole thing about the All-Star game is this. When you're doing reserves, right? You're voting, they tell you to vote for the best 7 or the best 8. You vote for the best 8, and then someone puts them in position.
Right.
So in reality, Book can have the 3rd most votes as a starter, but because they have 2 guards in front of him, now they got to fill the roster up with power forwards and wing guys, and it's like that's unfair.
Because Steph is probably going to win the fan vote. He's Steph Curry.
Ja came back, so we don't know what the fans gonna do just for Ja himself.
He ain't beating Steph because Steph has been a captain. Do you know how many votes you got to be a captain?
No. You're right. But
Ja's back. So now you got Ja, you got Shea, you got Luka, you got Steph, you got D Fox, and you got Book. You can't take 6 guards,
but you should. But what I'm saying is think about it. Think about it. If those 6 guards are all averaging 30 and they're in the top 8 in scoring, that is horrible to say these ain't all-stars.
Yeah.
They all are all-stars. They shouldn't be competing against each other. They should be competing against the people that's being selected too. So if it's me versus Rudy, whose numbers is better? Mine. Well, I'll get the rebound, goddammit.
I think what's going to happen is that some of these guards are going to get left because they're going to have some bigs. And there's a chance that Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, because those are the biggest guys. AD and LeBron's going to make it. KD's going to make it. Who and you got Sabonis.
You got Joker.
Yeah, Yoke's gonna make it.
The starting 2 guards. I mean the 2 guards. So it makes it tough because Luka and Steph will be starting. So you have Shea, who's the MVP candidate.
Yes,
coming off the
yes. And so when you look at it. And D Fox getting you what he's giving you
30,
and you got Ja. I think Ja coming back late, that might hurt him, especially with the reporters. I think the players and the fans, it's all contingent, but I think it's going to hurt it with the reporters. The players, they love Ja, and rightfully so, because he's watching him being at a game and watching him how he elevates and how he can contort his body, and he's not a big man. As far as thin frame to take that pounding, because it's like every time he's elevating, he's landing on the floor.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a very, very tough situation. I don't envy the guys that having to make that decision, because somebody's going to miss an All-Star game because they happen to play a position that
it sucks because you've already changed the format, right?
Yeah.
When you got scared that Petrula, was it Petrula who almost made
he was
and then the very next year you changed it up.
Yeah.
Right? So you change it for when you want to. If 6 guards in the West are the top 6 players in the West Coast, right? You have to change it for them. You can't say, "Oh, Booker, you're not an all-star," which you're not an all-star, but you're going to be an all-NBA player.
Yeah,
that's the downside of it. He doesn't make top 24, but he becomes top 15, and then the guy who you put as a top 24 is not even going to make any of those lists.
Yeah,
that's the horrible part about that.
Yeah.
About this.
And you look, it happens in all sports. Every year, there's a receiver, or there's a running back, or there's a lineman, offense, defense, that someone thinks that should have made it and didn't make it. We forgot Ant-Man.
But with Ant-Man, they're going to put him as a wing, so he gets to make it.
They're gonna list him as a wing.
Yeah, they'll list him as a wing, and he gets to make it.
Yeah, it's gonna be very this. Hey, so what they gonna list? What they gonna list Kawhi and PG as?
See? Yo, you forget.
And James Harden, what you gonna list him as?
That's what I said. If Book is gonna have troubles making it, averaging damn 28, 8, and 8.
But they got Ant-Man as a guard in the All-Star voting.
So if they got him as a guard, then they'll probably take Ant-Man and They'll probably take Ant-Man and Fox. Where's Fox record at? Where are they record?
I think did they hold on to beat Orlando tonight? Hold on.
Yeah.
They in double OT is 136 with 4.2 seconds. Sacramento's up 138, 135.
So they 19 and 13. 18 and 16. I mean, it'd be close between Fox and Booker. That'd be with Ant-Man.
Yeah. De'Aaron Fox is not having a good night tonight. Sabonis is 22, 23, and 12.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's what I said. So it's him, Katt, they're gonna sneak in.
Yeah.
But Kawhi, they're gonna sneak up. Like they'll find a way to put the players that they want in, but it's usually a guard that gets messed up because the guard nows are the more dominant players.
I'm looking at the Luka Doncic is averaging 33, Shai Gilgeous is averaging 31, De'Aaron Fox is averaging 30, Steph Curry is averaging 28, Anthony Simons is averaging 27. Ant-Man is averaging 27. Devin Booker is averaging 26. Ja's averaging 26. Oh, I left out Kyrie too.
Well, I mean, they'll keep him out because like, oh, you ain't play enough games. Right. So, they'll try to make an excuse. Some years it's just very difficult. Like when Steve Nash was MVP, he came off the bench in All-Star game.
Yeah.
Yeah, T-Mac and Kobe at the one.
Guard. Nobody's surprised by that.
It's.
So, hey, look, I'm old enough to remember when they voted Magic. Magic wasn't even playing, and they voted him into the All-Star game. And he started and won the MVP down in Orlando because I win. So
you getting voted in.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If they want to get you in, they can get you into that ball game. Yeah. There was something happened. Devin Booker on Paul George beef. They asked him before the game. He says it's just hoops. Do you think fans care more about players' beef than players actually care about the beef?
Yeah, when it comes to beef in the NBA, like it really has to be something personal.
Yeah.
Us like jibber jabbing on the court. I'm winning. I'm talking. You can't guard me.
Yeah, I got 4. Like what Clay did the book. I got 4. Clay was in his feelings. He was hurt. Yeah. He was in his feelings. Yeah, I got 4 of these, but they got nothing. That has nothing to do with me busting your ass right now. Them rings can't help you.
The rings can't help you today. But that's it. That's where we leave it at. So I think sometimes when the players go back when they go back and forth on Twitter or social media, I think the fan base themselves like really take on to it like it's a real thing.
Yeah.
When this is just court stuff.
Yeah. I think the fans like it because the fans like to know that like players genuinely dislike each other because the old guard, they didn't fraternize as much as the guys currently do. But I think it had a lot to do. A lot of these guys played on the same AAU team. A lot of these guys grew up playing against each other. It's not like, oh, the first time I meet you is at the McDonald's All-American game or we met one time at a AAU tournament our senior year. These guys start growing up, traveling and playing against each other. They're 10, 12 years of age. So from that point on, they see each other every summer. They see each other. And if they fortunately have to go to college, they see each other. And then so they built up a friendship. It's like LeBron and Melo. Bro, they started playing against each other when they were juniors in high school. So they built up a friendship. And a lot of these guys like Ja and Zion, they was on the same team.
Yep. But friendship, listen, if usually our best friend is the person we go to war with the most.
Right.
From video games to sports to really anything. That's who we compete with the most. So the competition on the court is competition. The friends that are on the court are going to go at each other the most. Charles Barkley and Jordan were friends.
Yeah.
We're going to go all night, right? Jordan going to try to get him so drunk that he can't play tomorrow.
Right.
They're friends, right? Isaiah Thomas and
Magic.
Different. But what happens when that game starts?
Yeah.
Once that game starts, it's livelihood.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I don't want you to have bragging right because I already know you talk ish. So you ain't gonna be talking to this someone when we playing golf or we playing something. Man, you remember my book? Nah, no, you're not gonna have that. Because the thing, and I had Magic and I had Isaiah on my podcast, Club Shay Shay. Magic said, his teammates wanted to know, man, you all buddy with Isaiah. What you gonna do? Isaiah came down the lane. They saw what he was gonna do. Like, okay,
yeah,
okay. I'm gonna say the his butt. That's what I'm gonna do.
and that's how it is. It's like you rarely have like the Jordan Isaiah Thomas, right? Where in the senses Jordan probably thought the way he was being hit was personal and not the game.
Right.
Like, are y'all doing this on purpose? Is this?
Yeah, they did. But they beat the hell out of everybody like that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they adopted the bad boys. They had Raiders jerseys on because they had that mentality because that's how the Raiders were outlaws. Anything went. They clothesline you, they ripped your head off, they kicked it, they didn't matter. Yeah. And so they adopted that style, that physical style in the Knicks and Miami. But if you go back and look at it, the Boston and LA was playing like that.
Yeah.
Before the Pistons were.
No facts. Yeah.
Go look when Kevin McHale snatched Kurt Rambis' ass out the sky.
No, that's what I said. Back then, that's how they played. But like I guess it's like this. If Isaiah and Jordan had like some type of friendship, because if Isaiah basically was running Chicago and Jordan's coming there, so he's protected. And now your team is doing this to me when we're playing basketball. I can see how it can kind of rub you the wrong way.
Yeah.
And, you're not shaking my hand. We shake y'all hands. It became more personal than on-court stuff.
Gil, I'm a little older than you, but I'm old enough to remember this. Isaiah and them didn't start walking off the court. Go back and look at the Celtics. When the Pistons beat the Celtics, go look and see who walked off the court.
Celtics.
Yes. But everybody forgot that. It's about Isaiah Wish. But ain't nobody mentioned. Go back and look it up. If y'all think I'm lying, go back and look it up when the Pistons finally broke through and beat the Celtics. And watch what the Celtics did.
Listen, I get it. But this is between me and you. Y'all beat us last year. Right. We shook your hands. But we beat you this year. We don't get the same respect.
But that's the same thing Isaiah was saying about the Celtics. When y'all beat us all them years, we shook y'all hand. Now we finally get the upper hand. But see, everybody made it seem like this was the first time that it actually happened, and Isaiah was the orchestrator of it. Yeah. No, the Celtics they did it a couple of years before that.
They did it a couple of years before.
But they like the Celtics. They like Isaiah. they like Isaiah. And
they
so
like black.
Nah, hell nah. The Pacers beat the Bucks 142-130. The Pacers are now 4-1 against Milwaukee this season. It got the game got a little chippy because remember what happened after the ball incident. You know what I'm saying? Giannis got what? Giannis scored 62, 63 points. Yep. And one guy had a 1 point and he got the game ball. And Giannis they say I got the game ball, but it doesn't feel like the game ball. Tyrese Haliburton, another monster night, 31 points, 12 assists, 3 blocks, 0 turnover. He became the second player in NBA history with a 30-10-3-0. 30 points, at least 12 assists with 3 blocks and 0 turnovers. Now, remember, he put together back-to-back 20 points. One was a 20 assists, 0 turnovers, and the other was a 23 2 turnover. What's going on with the Pacers? Having watched the Pacers, I've watched the Pacers a little bit because I like to get up and down, but I watched them at the in-season tournament at the NBA Finals. They're looking to run at any chance. Make or miss. They'll get it off the rim and run, or they'll take it out the net and run. But you better get back. Now, they ain't going to play no defense. They're not playing no defense. And even Rick Carlisle said, even your girlfriend at some point in time going to leave if you're not playing defense. They're not going to play no defense. But I tell you what, you better get back. Because if you don't, they'll run you out the gym.
It reminds me of like that early 2000 J Kidd. You got J Kidd, Kerry Kittles, you got RJ.
New Jersey Nets.
And that New Jersey Net team where as soon as you scored, they coming down the lane. There was no time for celebration because it was coming back at you. Mixed with the shooting of when Suns and Steve Nash got there, right? Where it's the perfect team for Hallie. You have a bunch of guys who can make shots.
Correct.
All he has to do is just find you. And when you have guys like this is what's so funny. This is like the type of players Bron needs. The Smith, Brown, Turner. He needs those type of guys who can hit the open shot, take the open shot, so he can the court is open.
Yeah.
But it's scoring. I mean, making 20 assists in today's game, right? Seems easy, but it's not.
Hell no. Because you depended on somebody making a shot. And it's not like laying the ball up. Like when Magic, I think when Magic had that 20 assists, he had Kareem. Kareem throwing the sky hook, which is a very high percentage shot. If you look at the Pacers, man, they got up. Wow, they were 25 or 34 from three. Well, you gonna win a lot of games. You miss 9 threes and you make over 20. You gonna win that ball game. You gonna win that ball game. They dropped the 47-point third quarter on Milwaukee head. And that's the thing that they can do. You look at it, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got 7 guys in double figures. They got 2 guys with 9. So they're looking to push the ball. So all that missing and you looking for a foul. The moment you shoot a shot or you miss a layup and you look at the official, they got that ball off the rim, they gone. And so you talking to the official, just stay right there. They're going to get you the ball back again. They done laid it in the hoop or they done made a shot. They get the ball up, and Haliburton, man, he is good, man, because I saw him making some passes. It's like he jumps in the air, and you're like, oh, man, he finna pass the ball to the corner. Now he bounce pass it to the guy right up under the basket, and he dunks it in the hoop.
What's so funny is I seen him in Vegas working out for Golden State. So when he was coming into the draft, I'm in Vegas. He's working out for Golden State, and I remember he was trying to like stand on his tippy toes to be a little bit taller, right? Like because he didn't want to be 6'4", he wanted to be a little bit 6'5". And he asked me a question like, you're watching my game, and I'm looking at his shot, and I'm like, man, his shot is sweet, and I said, it reminds me of like Kevin Martin, right?
Yeah.
And I said, if you create a pump fake with your mechanics, you will destroy, because it all looks the same,
right?
Because you have to wind it up. So if you hit the wind up, everyone's gonna jump,
right?
Once you realize the same mechanics as your shot and your pump fake, trust me, you're gonna eat in this league. And to see that same player who was nervous about his height, working out, trying to, to see if he can make it in the NBA, destroying it right now is like, wow.
I'm looking at the Bucks. Giannis gave you 26 and 11. Dame gave you 23, 9 of 10 from free throw. Didn't shoot the ball from three. Didn't shoot overall for well. He was 6 of 18, 2 of 8 from three. Have we seen enough? Or are we still holding out judgment on the Milwaukee? What do we need to see? What are we missing?
A growl? It's like where is your horns? Your intent? What the don't Bucks got some shit? Where is it? Because no one is scared of you. No one is scared of this team. You're supposed to be a champion. When Dame got there, everybody was like, "Oh, no one's paying attention to you guys." And that's the bad part. Giannis 64, and you're doing and you average what, 38, 40 against this team before, but they're not afraid of you.
Right.
And since you don't have no fear factor coming into the game, as long as the game is close, teams feel they have a chance. Right. And that's what made the Bulls great. Right. People were afraid of them.
Yeah.
When Golden State was popping, people were afraid of them.
But the thing, as great as the Bulls were offensively because of Mike, they locked you down defense. When they went Scottie Pippen, they went Jordan, they went Hart, they went Rodman. Where the hell you going?
Nowhere.
And they just took turns picking you up 94. It's like, okay, Pip, you got him the first quarter. Okay, Hart, you got him the second quarter. Okay, Jordan, you got him.
Yep.
When you have got. And you look at Milwaukee. Giannis is an all-defensive player. Brook Lopez is an all-defensive player. Bobby Portis plays great interior defense. You got Beasley. Beasley's supposed to be a defender.
Middleton,
Middleton, that knee injury or the foot injury, whatever he's not the same. He
I
not.
know, but it's decent. It's not enough. Listen, you have enough defense. You
Oh,
don't
you
have
should have more than
Indiana
enough.
defense.
You should have
What
more
I'm
than
saying,
enough.
you don't have Indiana defense.
No. You got two all NBA defensive players in Lopez and Giannis.
And you can't stop nobody.
Yes. And
It's just they don't. It's something going on like within themselves, and I don't know if they're not. They haven't turned it on destroy mode yet.
yeah, but Brook Lopez at 7'2" got to give me more than 5 rebounds. Hell,
Oh no, that's it.
the hell.
No. You know what he does? What he does great is he boxes out everybody.
That's the old school ball. Let the ball hit the floor and somebody else come get it.
Yeah. And that's what he does. Like I was wondering because I'm like, what? Wait, what are you doing down there? And I'm just watching him because I made little plays here and there, so I only need like 6 rebounds,
Right?
And I'm watching him, and he's boxing out everyone. He's making sure no one else gets this ball,
and it's hard for him to get rebounds because he's hovering out around the 3-point line. So, like when he's down there on the defensive end, yeah, he can grab some rebounds, but it's hard because he's looking to shoot threes.
Yeah,
and so guy that's shooting threes, you're not going to expect him to get 13, 14 rebounds. Although he should give me more than 5 more than 5 at 7 foot tall. Gil, we got to address this elephant in the room. I don't know if you saw it today, but I saw.
How big is the elephant?
He's ginormous, and he been causing the stir since I had Katt Williams on my podcast.
Oh man,
Gil, and the thing is that when he came, I had reached out to Katt last year, and he said he's gonna get to me, and so but in the meantime, I've had Steve Harvey on the pod, I've had Cedric the Entertainer on the pod, I've had Michael Blackston on the pod, Ricky Smiley on the pod. And so everybody's with the exception of Steve. Steve didn't really tell any stories about the comedy thing. He just told how he started out in comedy and ended up Steve is really positive now. No matter what you think of, I like Steve. I talk to Steve from time to time. He's been great. He's been great to me. And I can only judge someone by the experience that I have dealing with said person. But so, we make a little small chit chat. We're both getting mic'd up. And so I'm thinking to myself, I got questions. I always set questions. So I set questions for anywhere between 3 hours. I say 3 hours if they got that kind of time, good. But I'm thinking Katt Williams ain't going to, because he don't really do a whole lot. He doesn't do a whole lot of posting. And he doesn't do a whole lot of sit down. And like he said, I got to feel like I ain't peddling a product. I'm not selling a book. I don't promote my shows. I gotta feel like I want to come talk to said individual, even though I'm not selling anything. And he told me, he said, now you got a great platform. He said, I love how you let the guests talk, let them share their story. You don't interrupt, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, actually, I set the interview for about an hour and a half. That's what I go. But I always have a couple of cards that if we need to go a little longer, I can get some stuff in. So the interview goes 2:46. Now, mind you, I still got questions for another 20, 30 minutes. So we really could have gone over 3 hours. But at that point in time, I'm exhausted. So, I do my interview. Hey, welcome to another edition of Club Shay Shay. I'm your host, also proprietor, blah, blah, blah. And then I read around his accolades, what he or she has done. And so when you come on, he took a shot. Gil, before I ask one question, he went 30 minutes. So now, as the interviewer, I'm going in my head, do I cut him off and get to the line of questioning, or do I let him go?
You let him go.
I said, God, you in control. Take the wheel.
Yeah.
And he went.
I see.
He went.
That little liquor hit his body.
No, but like he said, he said, I don't need to be motivated. The truth doesn't motivate. He says, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna set the record straight. And he's asking me, say, well, why did you? I say, Katt, I'm assuming when someone comes on my show and they're telling me something that no one else has heard, I'm assuming they're telling me the truth. because only said individual was there would know.
Yeah.
So you're asking me, well, why didn't you correct this? Hell, I wasn't on the set, so I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? I can't correct it. This is your opportunity to set the record straight. Man.
What's so funny, that happens in a lot of interviewers when they say, you know, why didn't you ask them this? How the fuck I supposed to know?
Exactly.
Right? You should have called in,
right,
and you know, rebutted. But you know,
and I've done as much research as I possibly can. We do our due diligence. We make sure we find as much as we possibly can, and sometimes we're able to find nuggets. And they ask, like, "Who told you this? How did you find this?" Because we do a deep dive, and so my team, CJ, mainly CJ. He does as great a job as he possibly can. And I was like, well, CJ, did you hear about this? And there are some things that I've heard over the years that we ask, and people they ask, they're like, well, how did you hear this? Where did you get this from? I said, I got my sources too. So we try to make sure that we cover everything and we as thorough as possible. But my thing is, Gil, is that, look, you come to my platform, you talk. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be I had no idea where Katt was going to go. I had the only thing that like I said, he went 30 minutes and I didn't even get a question in. I didn't ask the man where he was from, how old he was, how many brothers and sisters he had. I didn't ask him anything. He just says, this is what's on my mind.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what makes for a great interview sometimes. You know what I mean? Because you know, he probably listened to that interview and felt some type of way, obviously did. But, you know, it's like having, you have the ball in your hand.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He had the ball in his hand.
Yes.
Right? He's making the call. They're coming to him. Like he said, I'm getting all these things, and I'm trying to change it. I'm saying I'm not going to do this. I don't want this. I don't want that. Well, how long before they stop asking you to do stuff if you're going to keep denying and trying to change something?
Right.
Right? Before they just move on. So I think the problem is the balls you didn't want, someone else picked them up and became a star with it.
Right.
Right? Now you want to try to diminish the person's stardom, right? He's a plant. No. He probably was a plant. Now he's a fucking tree. He's a tree now, right? He's done got his roots into these ground and he's stabilized.
Right.
Right. And I think that's the problem. When he had the ball, I don't think he capitalized the way he wanted to. Genius. What he does is great.
Yeah.
His movie roles, excellent. He plays the hell out of them.
Yeah.
You know, some of the roles he dodged that he rightfully so. Some movie roles he should have took. Right. Right. But that's his decision. He made the decision. Somebody else said, I'll do it.
Right.
And they took off. You can't blame a man for taking a job that you didn't want to take.
No, absolutely not. And I think the thing is that when I told people, I was like, look, out the gate in 24, I said, we're going to break the internet. I said, the guy that I got, I said, the person that I got teed up. Gil, you know, like, a lot of times, and I've done over 100 of these just for Club Shay Shay, much more because I used to do a lot of interviews when I was at CBS. And so, you're like, I think this is going to be really, really, really good. But you don't know because there have been some that I thought I did an excellent job and it didn't get the views, the likes, the mention, and didn't go viral like I thought it would. And I did some I thought it did was okay, but it just took off. But this one I had a sense. And I remember asking, talking to George and talking to CJ and the makeup, and it's like, what you think? And everybody was just shaking their head. I was like, what? It's like, you don't get. They're like, Shannon, this is gonna go crazy.
Yeah. I
see. I don't know, because I'm trying to stay in my role as the interviewer and not pick a side. I'm going to, he says something funny, I'm going to laugh, but I'm trying to stay as straight and narrow as I possibly can. I'm not trying to push him in any direction. You just go, you just do you, and I'm going to try to follow you wherever you go. And, but I'm, if there's something that I think that the audience is going to want to follow up to, I'm going to try to get that in there.
Yeah.
But Gil, I remember walking out And CJ, the producer of the show, he's like, Shannon, this is gonna blow up the internet. I said, you think so? I said, I think it was good. He's like, no, you haven't done anything like this. And it's go crazy.
It's because there's a history, and the guest you had already laid the dominoes up for someone who's saying, wait, hold on, I got the ace cards on all y'all. Hold on. That's not how this played out.
Right.
And he gets to show his trump.
Yeah.
And that's what that was. There were some episodes that I did, and not like this one where someone is getting to trump and make himself like, no, that's not what happened.
That's not what happened.
But I had some that after we finished, I said, yo, we're gonna blow. But how does he look at me after this?
Right.
Because sometimes when you're doing an interview and the guy gets so comfortable, he starts saying some things.
Right.
He starts.
And that's the thing, Gil. I'm cool with Steve Harvey. I'm cool with Ricky Smiley. I'm cool with Said the Entertainer. I'm cool with Kevin Hart. I know Michael Blackson a little bit, but I don't know him. I don't have his number. But a lot of the people that Earthquake, my dog. I told her Quake all the time. He's the guy that I talk to more than any of those guys. But do I have conversations with Steve Harvey? Absolutely. Have I talked to Kevin Hart? Yeah, been to Kev's house, checked his car collection, and just saw him at an event the other night. So I have a personal relationship. I'm not saying we boys, they come to my house and I go to their house, but we have a friendly relationship that we cool. And so my thing is, I'm like, well, that's the hardest part, because he's saying things about people, and I'm like, man, I say the best thing for me is just to be Switzerland, stay neutral, ask the questions, and then I'm gonna let the viewing audience. I'm not taking a side. I'm gonna let the viewing audience take their side. Cedric has already responded. Michael Blackson has responded. I don't know if Katt's gonna respond. But it wasn't that Faith, one of our faithfuls said that damn Laportier is true, sir. Katt took one sip. Nah. No, actually, we got Jordan can tell you, we should have had the cameras rolling when he walked in.
Oh, he was going already. But you know, and I don't think a lot of people really understand, like, when you're coming from the athletic side, you have more integrity, right?
Yeah.
Than just beat writer.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's trying to make their name off of interviews.
Right.
Right. There's somewhere I had to erase whole 20, 30 minutes of rants.
Right.
I'm like, oh, no. Like, if you want to do this on your own,
right,
do this on your own, but I'm not going to put this out. And then you look at me and like,
why did you protect me?
Why didn't you protect me?
Yes. And,
right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm like, wow. And so I just hope, and from the looks of it, fans have really liked it. That was our goal, was to try. Look, my goal is always the same, Gil. I try to do the best content I possibly can. I try to get people that I believe, people that subscribe, listen, view, watch, download Club Shay Shay, want to hear from.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I can get one or two stories that they haven't told, or they haven't told in a long time. And if they have told, people don't remember. And so what Katt did, I mean, he did me a solid. I mean, because, you know, I didn't think I was going to be able to get him as soon as I did. I didn't. And at the end of the day, and what I've decided to do, I'm still Club Shay Shay's best booking agent. Yes, I have a company. I got two companies that help, but I'm the best booking agent. So I'm just going to go back to, you know, hey, get on my phone. Hey, bro. Hey, or go to people's DMs.
Yeah. Now, listen, it was a good interview. I mean, there's, you know, this is between them. They all said their piece, and he got to say his, right? That's how this was.
He just happened to be last. You know, the man,
he just happened to be last.
The person that laughed the loudest laughed last. That's the last laugh that you heard.
Yeah.
So
right? And because I follow comedy so much, I know all these guys joke. I know their material. I know like, that sound like this guy's, right? You know, I used to BET.
Comic View and Def Comedy Jam, absolutely. At the Apollo, yeah.
That's all. That's why my humor sounds like the 90s.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It sounds like the 90s, that rough, rugged, Corey Holcomb straight at you type of humor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So guys where I'm like, man, you should have blown. What happened? Right? You know, so this has been a war for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
With this group.
Right.
With this group. So it's one of those things where, because there's only allowed right now only a few comedians that can be at the top when you get that spot, the only thing you really can do is try to give parts to everyone else.
Yes.
And I think where Kevin has thrived for himself is when he can't do something, he puts someone else on.
Yeah.
Right? If he can't do something, he puts someone else on.
Right.
And when you was in that position, if you didn't think of that, you can't get mad that he's doing it.
Right.
Right. You just got to see, you know what I mean? Because him, you know, Katt and Mike Epps, they both got the same, they both beefing with the same person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's just a man on the top, and he, you know, he's smart enough not to let it go now.
Yeah. That's how I am with my podcast, is that I'm in a position now having a media company, and I get an opportunity to try to help someone that want to help themselves.
Right. I know.
that want to work, because my whole thing is predicated on hard work and discipline. Now, if you don't bring those things to the table, it's not going to work for you and I. So let's not waste let's not waste your time. And more importantly, let's not waste mine. If you want to work, if you're disciplined, if you want to grow this thing, yes, I'm probably a guy that can help you.
Yeah.
And if I can't, hey, I'll point you in a different direction. Maybe we want different things. Maybe you want X and I can only give you T. But that's okay. Yep. But it was a great interview. I'm glad you guys have received it very, very well. It's doing very, 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 very well on social media. So thank you guys. I want to get that out because you guys were blowing the chat up. The Warriors, doesn't seem like Draymond is even close to coming back. Asked if he's been in contact with Draymond. Steve Kerr said a little bit. We text, but we're giving him his space and he's giving us ours. Is he going to be back before the All-Star game, Gil?
The thing is, if you're the Warriors, if you're Kerr, do you want him back before the All-Star game? Right?
Or do you want him back at all?
You know,
I think that's the question, Gil.
It all depends on how Kuminga's playing, right? You know, my decision is going to be off Kuminga. What am I trying to do with the rest of the season? Am I trying to savor it? Am I trying to, are we trying to make the playoffs? If not, hey, Draymond, take as much time as you want. You're not in a rush. I'm looking. Your mental health is more important than you coming in here winning, trying to win games. So right now it's more about, relax, take a break, recalibrate, and think about what you want to do with the next 4 years or 5 years of your career.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough, Gil, because Draymond has meant so much to this organization. And when you mean so much, it's hard to let go. And the question that I asked, and I had this conversation with Perk. I said, well, Perk, let me pitch it to you like this. It seems to me, anytime someone tried to challenge Draymond for that big three, he lashed out. If you look at him with Kevin Durant, because all of a sudden KD comes in there. I mean, look, I understand you guys have been there. You had won before KD, but I don't think that was the time or the place. And KD's like, give me that rock, give me that rock. And Draymond was like, hey, bro, I was making plays before you got here. Give you nothing. Get down there and I'm gonna get you the ball. So that you see Jordan Poole. Now all of a sudden Jordan Poole coming off a great season. They mentioned Jordan Poole. He's the new member of the Big Three. Kuminga. So it seems like Draymond didn't want to give up that spot as a member of the Big Three, or his spot as the member. Maybe he now all of a sudden is 4, but you're not 3. And it seems like he lashes out when he feels that onslaught coming on. What do you think? Is there any validity, any truth to what I'm saying? What do you think is going on with Draymond?
That's a real thing. It's like if anybody's a pet lover and you have a dog, right? You had a dog for years,
Yeah.
been loyal to you, and you're bringing a new dog,
Yeah.
right? That old dog is jealous.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's going to nitpick, it's going to bark, it's going to do whatever it takes to get rid of it, right? We know that, right? The same thing in locker rooms, right? He devoted himself to this team, these players, and just like anything, you got to upgrade. And you being a psychofascial lamb, I don't think he was ready for it. When KD came on, KD's name was KD, and he's like, I'm not no fourth wheel member. I'm not the one out. Like when you put the billboard, I'm there. And they're like, it's big three. It's the big three billboard.
Yeah,
right. It's the big three billboard. Yeah. Right. And it probably did hurt his pride a little bit. It wasn't going to change the way he played. It probably changed some of the outbursts towards teammates.
Right.
That was, that's the difference between a Dennis Rodman, a UD, Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason's them. They didn't do it to their teammates.
No. Right. And that's the thing. Look, I understand, and that's the problem, is that you lashing out at a teammate. And it's tough. It's tough when you've been that dog and it's like, nah, bro, you ain't finna come up here. It's like kids. Yeah. A kid is the only kid for a while, and you bring a new kid in there and see what happens if you don't pay attention to it. Usually when we talk about pets, we talk about kids.
Yes.
It's just natural. I think the thing is for me, the way I looked at it is like, look, there's enough pie for all of us to eat. Now, we might not get the same slice. I understood that John Elway and Terrell Davis was going to get the bigger slice of the pie or cake or whatever dessert it was. But we won. I don't get to eat. I might not have got 3 scoops like they did, but that one scoop was going to be plenty. And I don't think enough guys think like that. It's like, but it's not the 3 scoops that I'm normally getting.
And that's what it is. I was getting 3 scoops. Now you say you want to give 2 scoops, 2 of my scoops to him. And I don't know him like that.
Right.
he got 2 of my scoops. I'm stuck with 1. Nah. And time comes. You get replaced. You get moved. And you got to understand the pecking order of just the game itself. When you was the third option, you did your job. We would not have 4 rings without you, right? You have done it. You've done what you've done. You put us in a position to keep moving forward.
Right.
And I don't think sometimes we understand that part. The decision is going to be hard. And I think that's why, the main guy stepped down and gave it to Dunleavy. You make this move.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to make.
I don't want this on my hands.
I'm attached to it.
Yeah.
Right. It's like it's telling one of your kids, hey, you got to go.
Right.
You can't come back here. Right. And sometimes you can't do that. And I wouldn't be able to. You won 4 championships with me. I don't know if I can let you go like that. I would probably just be on the thing like, hey, I'm a pay you, but I'm not going to play. I don't want to trade you because I want you to retire here. There's just so much when it comes to the loyalty part that it's going to be hard. You know what I mean? Because it
is. But you know what, Gil? The way I looked at it at every situation is that I looked at it like I left it better than I found it.
Yeah.
And if you are what you believe you are, you will never be forgotten. I hadn't played football in 20 years, but I tell you what, they remember in Baltimore, they remember what I did with the Ravens. They remember what I did in Denver. That's all I can do. I can come there and give you everything I possibly got. I'm going to lay it all on the line for you. But when it's my time, when you say, Shannon, it's your time to leave, I appreciate it.
Gotta go.
I appreciate the 2 years you gave me. I appreciate the 12 years you gave me. That's it.
Hey, I hope he's in, good spirit. I hope he's taking his time to read. not reflect on why you were suspended. Reflect on the great things you have done for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That, I think sometimes when we're penalized, we try to figure out, why are we in this position, right? And, what could I have done to sit back and think about your rookie season and how you won your 4th championship, right? Think about the good things you did, because in real time, we don't look at our life. We don't look into your life until you're done and you get to go over plays that you forgot because you were a machine-like player. Right now, he gets to sit back and reflect on the greatness he's done.
Think about Gil. The man was a 2nd-round draft pick. If somebody would have told him, say, you know what? We're going to let you play a decade plus. You win 4 titles. You'll win Defensive Player of the Year. You'll be an all-NBA player. Man, he'd have jumped on that with both feet.
What? Yes. Yes, sir. And I think that's what he needs to think about. All of us, when Katie hurt his Achilles, I said, think about how great you played up until now.
Yes.
Reflect on what you've done great so you know where you're going later.
Right.
When you get back healthy, you have a clear path and where you're going. And I said, take it from me. I was so into the moment of trying to, get my place back that I didn't even enjoy the process. I put so much stress on myself to try to get back my game that I didn't realize that I wasn't healthy.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't healthy. I'm sitting there. I had 3 knee surgeries in 14 months.
And it was never the same. You can't keep going. You can't keep going into the body and think you're going to be the same. I don't care. And you know the thing is, Gil? He having minor surgery. Minor surgery only happens to someone else. It's major when it happened to you. Man, he having minor surgery. Hold on. You had the same surgery, said it was major.
Yeah.
Clay said something very interesting. Clay seems to have accepted that he's not the same player he used to be. Last night, he revealed he had a conversation with Steve Kerr about a need to improve negative energy, be a better mentor, enjoy the last chapter of his career rather than obsess over stats and performance. It's tough. How tough is it for a player to know they've gotten old? It seems like Steve Kerr could tell him something that he called us. You don't know what you're talking about. I know what I can see. I see better than I hear. I know what you're saying, that you're the same guy, but that ain't what I see.
Reality takes a while to catch up with us. It's just that when you get old, reality takes a while. It takes a good ass whooping in the game to realize, we ain't the same player no more.
Right.
And I think that's where the problem lies, is he knows deep down inside he's not the same player. And he was hoping that them 4 rings paid him this. It gave him the extension to reflect versus going out the way he's going out.
He should have took that 2. He should have took that 2 year 48. He should have took that 2 year 48, Gil.
And that's the problem. Like, in his mind, okay, I know I'm not worth 43, 44, but I'm not worth 20.
Yeah.
I'm not worth 20 something. I'm 35 at least.
Yeah.
Right.
But Gil,
you're worth what you get.
Yes. You're only worth what somebody's willing to pay. Mm-hmm. People like, man, I wouldn't pay $20 million for no house. Okay, but somebody else did. I wouldn't pay $2 million for a car, but somebody else will. Mm-hmm. Worth is only determined by what someone is willing to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what worth is. You don't get to determine your worth because you don't get to pay yourself. Now, hey, hell, I'm at ESPN. Hey, give me $40 million a year.
Hey, that sounds like ladies on IG. Hey, know your self-worth. Know your self-worth, girl.
Yeah. Girl, I'm worth this. I'm worth that. Not if a dude ain't willing to give it to you, you're not.
That's so
I
funny.
understand.
That's
you know,
you worth, baby.
You think you worth a Birkin bag and a Cullinan and a private jet. I get that you think you're supposed to get all of that, but that ain't how I value you.
Yes.
So, unless look, hey, now Gil, I had a situation. I was talking to this young lady, and she says, I want to watch. So, I'm thinking, what you want? I want an AP. Gil, I only got one AP. Now, I got one AP after playing 14 years in the NFL, being a Hall of Famer, and having a 17-year career in TV. I got one AP. And you come in and say you want an AP off the...
An AP.
I say, hey, Gil, I say, and she said, if you don't get it, we can't see each other no more.
Cool.
I walk right downstairs. Gil, right hand before God, she already knew I wasn't gonna get it. Because as I'm walking down the stairs, she had an Uber out there waiting. She already knew I wasn't gonna get it. I saw Gil. I saw her 3 days later. Guess what she had on IG? A AP. Ooh. Somebody got it. O'Shea Sharpe wasn't gonna get it.
And she's still single. That's the problem. Like it's like, dating today it's different because it's self-worth, and that's not a real thing, right? You're worth what you bring to the table, right? If I have a table, you can't say you are the table. I have a table. So that means I'm going to take your table, put it in, because my table is going to be more expensive. So I'm going to put your table in a closet. Mean you're not worth nothing to me. Are you going to bring food to this table? Are you going to bring chairs to the table? Your worth is what someone needs at the time. If I have a quarterback, you can't be a quarterback. Sit on the bench.
Yeah, I got Mahomes. I got Lamar. I got Patrick Mahomes. I don't need another one of them. Can you play receiver? Can you block? Can you tackle?
And that's and I don't think women totally understand that. Your value is not the value you think, it's the value they need from you.
Yes. So don't be telling me what, if you ever tell me, I know some N-words, some ninjas that'll do this. Well, I'm going to see it because you got to get up out of here because I'm not. You tell me what somebody else will do. Well, I'm going to give you that opportunity to go fulfill your obligation, your dream, because clearly I'm holding you back. You not finna hold me hostage and try to make and guilt trip me. And my last boy. Okay, why you not with him? I mean, every time I see you in an Uber. So what a colony? Well, you know what I'm saying? So what a Lambo truck? You telling me what all these boyfriends did for you, and you was in Bali, and you in the Maldives, and you know what I'm saying? You were the Amalfi Coast. Where that at? You around me like a bumblebee humming and bumming, and you telling me what they did? Where? I don't see it.
Hey, hold on. You done named some places I've never even heard of. What kind of women you going after?
I'm just telling you what they tell. Now, if it's a lie, they told it. I'm just telling me the truth. and every time I see them, they on vacation. So clearly somebody. But you know what? I see them, but I don't see the dude. So, and I'm cool. I ain't got no problem with that. Hey, to each his own.
Yep.
But I'm just telling you, you can't guilt trip me into doing something. Okay. If I do something, I'm gonna do it out of the kindness of my heart, not because I'm trying to one up another dude. Because I don't care what he does. If that dude, he might make $500 million. Him giving you an AP and versus me giving you an AP. Nah. I got other responsibilities. Yes, I got grandkids now. I got kids. I got a mom. I got sister. I got brothers. I got overhead.
Hey, but
and what you offering ain't no AP.
Ain't no AP.
I'm just gonna keep it real.
And that's the Golden State speech to Clay. Hey, you ain't worth no AP.
Whatever happened to a Rollie? I remember when a Rollie was the joint. Now they talk about APs. They won't protect. They want Vacheron Constantine.
Huh? I don't even know what that is, huh?
Yeah. They want Jacob.
I want iPhone. They got the time right there on the iPhone.
Baby, hey, Gil, man, hey. Like I said, look, And I'm more of a guy that I'll give. But when you come to me sideways, I'm a buck. It's just simple as that. I'm a buck. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Yeah. To be honest, when women do that, I'm putting you in a category, and that category has a short road, right?
Yeah.
Either you want these items or you want longevity. You want the ATM or you want the safe, right? It's your choice. If you want the ATM right now, yeah, I'll get you that. But this is the road you want. Eventually, I'm gonna cut this cord and I'm gonna focus on the one who wants to build the bank with me.
And the thing about the ATM, you have to put money back in it.
Yep.
So the safe is unlimited.
Unlimited.
But they don't. It's I'm sorry, Gil and I got off on this tangent. No, I'm not. We're gonna be off on another tangent next week. We're gonna be on a tangent again next week. Pat Bev says Joel Embiid is on pace to have the greatest season all time. If he finished the season the way he's playing now, it would be the greatest season of a single player that's ever played the game of basketball. He's leading the league in scoring with averaging about 35 points a game. He returned to the lineup on Tuesday for the first time since December 22nd, dropped 31, 15, and 10 on the Bulls. It's his 15th straight game with at least 30 points and 10 rebounds. He averaged 40 points for the month of December on 61, 42, 92 splits. The Sixers in a Tuesday outscoring their opponents by about 10 points a game with Embiid on the floor. Pat Bev, I like Pat Bev. I really do. Got an opportunity to see him around from time to time. Being at the Lakers game last year, got an opportunity. He come over, he holler at me. So are we going to say like Wilt seasons didn't exist? Jordan season didn't exist? Kobe season didn't exist? So I'm just trying to think. And I get it. People act like today, like whatever you see today, that's the greatest. That's the best food. That's the best car. That was the best clothes. Bro. So when he does 50-25, when he does 44-27, Wilt never averaged less than 18 rebounds a season. He averaged 30 points and 23 rebounds for a season. Look at some of Jordan's season. Look at Kobe's season. Look at Harden's season. Harden had like 30 games where he averaged had at least 30 points. And I'm not saying Joel Embiid is having a hell of a season. But, bro, just because someone is having a historic season, that doesn't mean we just discount everything that's ever happened up until this point.
Oh no, he getting drug tested tomorrow. Oh no, they're gonna tell you, hey Pat, come on up in this room real quick. Go ahead, put your shirt up and go ahead, pee in this cup. We're gonna have to test you on that statement. Come on, like 88, is a season to be remembered. All the accolades that was won by one man, which probably would never happen again. No, like
not win the scoring title, win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year,
All-Star MVP.
Yeah.
It was a one-man tangent. That's never gonna happen again. Like for Pat, this might be the best season that he's ever seen,
been a part of,
or seen. When Jordan 88, right. We wasn't. We was little. We wasn't watching.
You're right. You know
what I mean? Like, we didn't get to understand what that was. So we can read the stats. So for the basketball minds, the 88 or 81 for me, right? Watching, T-Mac hit the 62 while I'm on the court, right? Those are games like, oh man, right? So him watching it in real time. That statement is coming from real life experience,
right?
Not history,
right?
This ain't a history. This is what he's seen while he's been playing the game of basketball.
And Steph winning the MVP unanimous. He's the only guy that's ever won that, and he's a guard. And he led the league in scoring. I mean, there have been some great seasons. We'd have to go back and look, but Wilt probably got 5 of them.
Yeah, but in today's game, you're trying to, with these players, what they're gonna remember is they'll remember Kobe's 81, 3 on the Mavs. You'll remember Russell's triple-double that first year, that triple-double season.
Yes.
You're gonna remember
Oscar,
that. That Steph Curry when everybody was on. Like with that 73-9 that year, you gonna remember that, right? So there's these glimpses in James Harden's tangent, right? And Joker at the beginning of the season last year, but I think with 35 a game from the big man, the way he's doing it, this could go down within the last 10 years
for sure
as probably one of the best. Seasons. And you're right there. That's your guy. That's your teammate. So you're gonna give him extra little love.
You add a little yeast to it so it'll grow a little more. You want
that extra contract. Go ahead, big fella, sign him 2 more years.
I tell people, all our basketball fans, go back and look at that 61-62 season and look at the numbers that those guys put up, because we'll average 50-25, but that was also the year that Oscar averaged a triple-double. That was also the year that Jerry West was, I think, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Walt Bellamy averaged like 35, 31 and 19. Elgin Baylor was like 30 and 17. Go back and look at that season, 61-62. Many believe it's the greatest statistical season for individuals in a basketball season. But that's not to throw shade, because Joel Embiid is playing unbelievable. And right now, I think he and Joker have separated themselves from the pack. I think those are clearly the 2 best players, and there's no knock on Giannis, LeBron, KD, anybody. But those 2 big guys right there, they're the best. They're the best at it right now.
Yeah, they're the best at what they're doing. I mean, they're really balling. I mean, you can throw Luka in there. What Luka's doing is impressive too. But the big guys right now are really dominating, and Joel Embiid is dominating, scoring mostly, and Joker's dominating just overall basketball on how it's played.
Westbrook enters the top 25 in scoring. He joins LeBron James and Oscar Robertson as the only 2 players in the top 25 in scoring, top 10 in assists. How should we remember Russ?
As a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he is. I mean, he's a guy that, came in. He is the ideal player. When you're talking about that speech you got to give in a championship, right? We need to go out and we need to play 110% every possession. But he's that guy that you're telling everyone else to be.
Right. Yeah.
He's the guy that you're telling everybody, you don't have to prep him up. He is ready to go every game. We've never looked at a game and said, Russell didn't have it today.
No.
He wasn't nothing giving. He's giving you 110% every game.
He ain't never shortchanged me. He's never showed up for work without his hard hat and his work boots. You paid him an honest salary, he gave you an honest day's work. Now, was he high turnover? Sure. Did he take some ill-advised shots? But at the end of the day, I know I can count on Russ. Man, Russ, you'll never, nobody has played harder, game in and game out, year in and year out. And I'm talking about the greats than Russ. Not every game. He played every game like, man, I don't even know. Not only I might not even be here tomorrow. I might not be in the NBA. I might not be alive. I might be on Mars. I might be on Jupiter. He played every game like it was his last game.
Yes. And that's what we need to remember, right? It's everything else is opinion, perception, right? You're rebounding, that's a hustle. You're knocking a man for hustling. Now, right? There's Lopez. Can you get 10 rebounds?
Hell no. He ain't never averaged 10 rebounds in the season. Has Brook Lopez ever averaged 10?
You know that answer. Hell no.
Probably like 7 or 8 might be as high.
But that's the thing, that Russell gets your stat chasing rebounds, and then the big man who's supposed to get it ain't doing it.
Well, he needs stat chase too. He gets some rebounds.
That's what it is. Can he do it?
8.6 is Brook Lopez high.
If I have a Lopez, I need a Russell.
Yeah.
get the rebounds he can't get. You know what I mean? So, when you have a guy like that's going to give you I'm going to write that check to him every time. Because I know as long as he puts on that jersey, he's going to give me my money's worth.
That's all you can ask a man. Does OKC have the best core players in the league? Chandler Parsons says, I think it's not even close that the Thunder have the best core now, and they have the best core moving forward.
Core, is that 2 players, 3 players? What?
They got every Williams that lives in Oklahoma is on the team. They got like 7 guys named Williams on the team. So Jalen Williams, one with a Y and the other with an L. But
because, your core right now is Shea Chet. Start the season, Giddey was part of that core, but he went from averaging 16 to averaging 12 this year. So he's having a down year.
Yeah.
He's averaging less than he did his rookie year. His rookie year was 12-8 and 12-8-6. This year is 12-6-4. So is he part of my core? Really, I got 2 players. Are those 3 better than Fox, Sabonis, and Murray? Grizzlies, Ja, Bane, and Jaren. Raptors, Quickly, Barrett, and Barnes. You got a few teams out there that got a nice little young nucleus.
Right. If you want to say they got one of the best young players, okay, I get that with Shea. Obviously, he's right there. What is he, like 22, 23?
Yep. 22, 24, yeah.
And when you look at it, and I don't know if you said this, Perk and I was talking about it on our first take. And you talking about the trade is that Doc was explaining, said like, hey, Kawhi, I think you need to get this kid a chance. And he's like, nope, if you don't get PG, if I can't get PG, I'm gonna have to go to the other team.
Yep.
And Perk and I agree. Shea better than Paul George. Right now, Shea better than Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Kawhi right now. Now, Kawhi got accolades. Kawhi's a 2-time finals champ. He's a 2-time finals MVP. There's no denying that. But Shea better right now.
Oh, yeah. He was better. He was better last year.
He better. And I can count on him. He going to play. He going to give me 70 games.
Yeah, that's what they have.
Make sure ain't none of my bottles been open behind me, Gil, because he clearly broke in my house and drank a whole bottle. People they make it, first of all, obviously, he's skilled. He's 7'4", 7'3.5", 7'4". He's skilled. He can shoot like no other 7'4" guy that we've ever seen. Got nice handles. But do you know how incredibly efficient you're going to have to be to get 100 points?
Okay. If we rewind time and go back to the year, there's a Shaq's when he lost that scoring title to David Robinson.
David Robinson had 71.
Yeah. So how he got that 71 is it could be a possibility for Wemby, but his team don't like him like that. Where they was force feeding David Robinson so he can beat that scoring title. Right? Now, if he had teammates like David Robinson did and say, hey, you want to score 101?
Yeah.
We just going to give you the ball every single time, and we just going to see if you can break it. That ain't today's basketball. Right? It's unlikely.
But when you go look at how many shots. When Kobe scored 80, when Wilt scored 100, I think he shot like 48 times. He was 28, if I'm not mistaken, he was like 28 or 32 from the free throw line. What's the likelihood of somebody getting up 48 shots in an NBA game? Now, Kobe got up 50 his last game. He scored 60.
Yeah, see, okay, so when you talk about something like that, like it has to be one of those days where the team is like, okay, we're going to allow you to do this. And the fact that he is 7'6", and most of those buckets can be right under the basket.
Right.
Right. It won't happen, but let's say, hey, I need 101 points to break the scoring record. And the teammates be like, all right, bet, let's do this.
But do you really? But here's the thing,
not in a competitive game. No, right. It won't happen in a competitive game.
And plus, you're going to have to shoot. You're going to probably have to shoot somewhere between 30 and 40 free throws. And you're gonna have to make like 95% of them.
Yeah. But he gets you free throws.
What's Wemby's free throw percentage?
He gets you.
That was Wilt's greatest free throw that night. He went 28 of 32.
See, it was meant. It was meant. It was meant.
But and the thing was, they were stalling the ball. They didn't want him to get it. So they just like he's shooting 78%. So in other words, he got to shoot like 60 free throws and make like 48 of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. It's unrealistic. It's just one of those days. It's gonna be one of those days where
they're not gonna let you do it, Gil. Cause you remember when Book had that streak. I think he had like 3 games in a row. He had averaged like 50. And then he had like 44 with like 5 minutes to go. And they just triple teamed him like, nah, you're not going to do this. You're not going to get 50 on us again. Nope. It ain't going to happen.
I mean, pride from the other team.
Yeah.
But that's where the fouling comes in too, where I don't want you to score, so I'm going to foul you. You earn it at the free throw line.
Right.
You know.
Well, I'm going to foul hard you.
I mean, he need to be drug tested too. That's all.
Mike, Ask You Junior as a 43-year-old man, I appreciate the relationship combo. I knew getting old and dating. I knew I was getting old looking at the dating scene. DC to Virginia Beach. It's wild out here. It's wild out here. It's wild.
It is. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's just, I guess it's just the expectations that has been set. I tell women this, and it's rough. It is rough. Bring the value you need to bring. I can't outsource it. If I can't outsource your value, then that's the value that you need to bring to me. If I can outsource it, I clean. I can get a maid. You cook. I can get a chef. Right? I can give you a little bit of this. Oh, I can pay for that from somebody else. Right? If I can outsource the responsibilities, right, then you're not worth what you think you're worth. I can't outsource love.
Bring me peace.
Yeah. The one thing they can't fucking do sometimes.
Bring me no distractions.
Why they sitting there? Hey, kids. I mean,
that's what I need.
We're simple. It's simple. It's simple, right? It's the attention, right? And women don't understand this from men, right? Especially a working man. If we're working and we're doing all of this and our life is the way it is, right? And we're dating and I just finished my job and I'm going out there to chill. What changes is now I have to entertain you. That's not peace for me.
Right.
That's not, if I now I gotta entertain you. Hey, you got to show me some affection today. It's easier to remove you and I don't have to do that. Right? Versus now, I just left job. Now I got to entertain you for 2 hours before now I can go to sleep or do this and do that. Like it becomes now a job versus, hey, while I'm at work, you do something. And then, when you're done and I'm done, we come and we can enjoy each other's space versus now I got to entertain you and make you feel important, which that becomes another chore for a man.
You look at that's another job for you.
That's another job.
Yeah. And I get it. For me is that I just can't be a hype man. I just can't tell you 20 hours a day how good you look, how fine you are, and how lucky I am to have you. I just can't be your hype man. Not all the time. I don't got no problem telling you, damn, baby, you fine. I am lucky. You're smart. I appreciate what you do. Hey, you make sure everything flows smoothly. But I can't do that all the time. I can't.
Because we don't require it.
The only thing I want to do all the time is breathe. That's the only thing I want. That's the only thing I want to do all the time. And it's tough. It's tough, Gil. I mean, and unless you're in this situation, people think just because you got money, everything is easier. Well, some of the things, but what about the things that money can't buy?
Mm-hmm.
Can't buy me peace. Can't buy me love. Can't buy me understanding. Can't buy me compassion. You talking about all the things that
honesty, right?
All the things that money can buy will only suffice temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
That new car is only going to make you happy for a short period of time because it's going to get dirty just like all the rest of them. That new watch, hey, man, they only made 15 of these. Guess what? They're going to make 15 of a different kind next year. Or going on that vacation. So all the things that money can provide doesn't necessarily make you happy.
Yeah, it's when somebody looked at like, man, and y'all need to find the right ones. And yeah, everyone, that's everyone. It's just not us, it's everyone. Just as a woman, understand from the other side of what a man's doing, right? We know what you do. You're home, if you're taking care of the house and all that. We get that, right? When he's at work, he's doing his job. Sometimes when that man comes home for peace, he don't want to work. He don't want to stay working.
Yeah.
And working is, oh, what do you want to do? You want to go to the mall? You want to go do this? How you did? How you did? How you did? How you did? Like, right. It becomes exhausting to the point where it's like, it's easier to not have you.
Yeah.
Right. Because one thing I know we're not going to do as men is we're not going to stress ourselves out.
No, why would it?
Yeah. Well,
what the hell? I mean, my job is stressful enough to come up. We do this. I do Nightcap 3 days a week. I come up with I do First Take twice a week. I do Club Shay Shay. So to constantly try to come up with fresh content and talk about things that doesn't sound redundant and people haven't heard over and over, to break the monotony of it, to not only entertain but to educate and inform people, it's not an easy task.
No.
And the last thing I want to do is come home. I mean, so look, I'm a guy, and the thing is, the people that they see on TV, and people have asked people, what's he really like? People that have dated me. And they say he's nothing like what you see on television. He's quiet. Comes home, he'll eat, he'll interact, and he just goes upstairs. Most of the time, if it's not sports on, he doesn't watch TV. I'm a deep thinker. And I come in, hey, how you doing? How your day was? Good. I want to play the dogs for a little while because they hadn't seen me. They're gonna be all over me. I want to play with them, get them settled down for about 20 minutes. Eat, shower, talk a little while, then that's it. I just want to and ask somebody, hey, yeah, and brush your teeth for the 8th time. she always try to, hey, George, you see how she try to get it in? She try and then talk about, why y'all always picking on me? Cause you always looking to get a little jab in, don't think nobody notice it. Upgrade King donated. He said, Unc Gil, should the winner of the in-season tournament get an automatic bye into the playoffs, 6th seed? Winner takes so much out of teams. It's like it's doing it to the Lakers. If you win the in-season tournament, should you automatically get a playoff bid?
No, because you don't want to win an in-season tournament and then tank it the rest of the season and then becoming
You get
in the playoffs, and then because if you make the playoff, let's just say you become last place, right? Now that last place gets you damn near top 3-4 pick.
Yeah. Exactly.
But if you won an in-season tournament, you in the playoffs, right? And that you get a 6th seed. You don't want the 6th seed draft pick.
Yeah, no. I want the number one, the top 3 seed. Hopefully, I get the top pick. I get a Wembanyama, or I get a LeBron.
Yeah, I think that whoever wins the in-season tournament should get the 14th pick in the NBA draft automatically.
Okay,
right?
Still lottery, but not the high end of the lottery.
Yeah, it's the last lottery. So if you win it and still become the last place, you got 14th, you might have 6th, and you get the number 1 pick. Like, you know what I mean? But there has to be some reward for winning.
Right.
Right. Reward now in sports is the last place team, the bottom end. We get to get the number one guy. We get to be rewarded with a future.
Right.
I get to tank, lose to get a future. That doesn't happen in everyday world, in everyday society. You cannot be a loser and be rewarded for being imagine you at first taking. This person has the worst takes. He has the worst views. And he gets an extra bump on the paycheck. Yeah. And you sitting here like, what?
Or you could be like the Lakers, win the title at 82 and then get the number one overall draft pick who turns out to be James Worthy.
But that's now that's something to fight for. But that's something to fight for though. Right now you building teams because you know what the reward is.
Yeah. Or they used to have the draft where, you could draft the player could go back to school, but you still own his draft rights. That's what the Celtics did to Larry Bird. Larry Bird got drafted as a junior. They drafted, now he went back to school and said, we still got you.
Yep. And then you can lose that year and still get a number one pick again.
And you still got Larry Bird coming. Vincent R said, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson returned home to the WWE on Monday and called out his cousin, the tribal chief Roman Reigns. Unc Gil, who were your favorite wrestlers growing up? Love the show. Were you a big wrestling fan?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was Jake the Snake Robinson, Hulk Hogan. It was Jake the Snake, Ultimate Warrior. Yeah. Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake. And so that's I'm back, way back then.
Yeah. Well, see, I go back a little further than you. I grew up with Georgia Championship Wrestling with Gordon Soley. So we had Dusty Rhodes, Andre the Giant. We had Bobo Brazil. We had Ox Baker. I mean, we had Mr. Wrestling number 1 and 2. We had Pac Song. Oh man, it was Abdullah the Butcher. It was just like my grandfather used to just haul us around. We go to Savannah, we go to Vidalia, we go to Baxley. I mean, they would come to wrestle, would come to little small towns and wrestle back then. It's not WWE. It's not what it is because everybody had their own, like Georgia Championship and Florida Championship and Mid-Atlantic Championship. Everybody like regionals had wrestling. So it's not like, it's not under one roof like it was. Yeah, so Harley Race, Nick Bockwinkel. Man, I used to love, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Gil. Me and my cousin, we packed up that car many times in Halltail to Savannah to see.
I've never been to one, so I've never been.
Oh, you never been to? Oh man,
no, I've never been one. Just as a kid watching it.
What? Ric Flair. Greg,
Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, man. Arn and Anderson. Man, y'all know I love some. I love 34 Virgo said, I'm 12 minutes into the interview and I'm dead. Cat is straight wilding out with hand grenades. Pausing to drink has me rolling. He was on one. He had a lot to get. He said, if you heard him, he got a lot to get off his chest.
Mm-hmm.
I was the vehicle. And
I was the car.
I was just and it's doing extremely well. It's up to 3.3 million views in about 12 hours? 13. In 13 hours, we had 3.3 million views.
Ooh, congratulations.
I thought conservatively, maybe we could get to like 2.5, but it looks like it might top out at 5 million in the first day.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be big because there were 121,000 people watching it in the chat today. So I knew, I was like, okay, this might be. I said this might be bigger than I thought. So I'm calling. So I called CJ. Say, well, CJ, he's like, normally, like if you can get 3,000-4,000 people, up to 3,000 to 4,000, we already at 48,000. What you mean 3,000 to 4,000? And it never came down. It never, a lot of times you get in the chat, it'll dip. It never dipped. It just kept going. And so
he was just great. He was great.
Bro, Antonio Robinson, great interview. Cat killed it. Proverbs 13:20. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of a fool will suffer harm. Watch them, Unc. Watch them friends, Unc. I like that. Lamar Allen said that Katt Williams interview is going crazy. It is. And so, guys, I really thank you guys for not only supporting Club Shay Shay, but supporting this nightcap. And, we took some time off from dropping episodes on Nightcap. On Club Shay Shay because we wanted to start 2024 off with a bang.
Yeah, it's woo.
But I got something else in store too. I got another heater. I got another heater, y'all.
You came out like John Morant, huh?
Yeah. I got some smoke. Please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Did we gain? Okay. We gained 1,000 subscribers while we're in the chat, 610. Make sure you click that subscribe button, the Nightcast podcast feed. You can also get the feed in Club Shay Shay. Thank you. Do us a favor. Make sure you subscribe to Gil's Arena, his YouTube channel. The show airs Monday through Thursday, live, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern time. That's Monday through Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's Gil's Arena. That's his YouTube channel. Make sure you go subscribe to Gil channel. He talks basketball. He's very thoughtful, tells great stories. Him and the crew on that. We've also pinned Shea by Laportier, the link at the top of the chat. You missed New Year's, but guess what? We got Valentine's Day, we got President's Day, we got St. Patrick's Day, and we got the Super Bowl. You know, the Super Bowl, got to drink during the Super Bowl. So go on and get your bottle of that Shea by Laportier. Support your Unc. We greatly appreciate it. Gil, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I really, really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys make sure you follow Gil. Gil joins me every Wednesday for his basketball takes. We're going to try to figure out something else, do some more dates, or once the NFL season is over with. I'm your favorite sports Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite number 0. He's a wizard.
Happy New Year's, everybody.
He's your favorite Arizona Wildcat. You remember these, Gil?
Hell no. What the hell is those?
Yeah.
Hey, who gave you those, man? What? That's not Michael Jordan.
The chat gonna go crazy with those. I'm telling you, Gil.
What are those?
I don't know.
Oh my God. They done sold you a bad
No,
pair.
man, these hot. Man, I got the last pair. Gil. I ain't gonna lie.
Those are LeVar balls, man.
They done hell now. Maybe I should have took the left shoe off. It looked better on the left side with the left hand. Thank you for joining another episode of Nightcap. I'm your favorite sports Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite number 0. Arizona Wildcat basketball legend, number 0, Agent 0, Gil Arenas. Thank you very much. Gil, talk to you, bro.
Nice night. Have a nice night.